Yeah, I think for the start at least of today's live stream, I'm going to go and check out that Elvira Hills. Did I ever scout Flatland? No, I didn't. I think I just visited there. Well, Elvira is the main one. I've got a, what do you call it? A radar bubble thing, whatever it is. So, it should be pretty quick. Okay, for us, Wolfman, hope all is well. I'm not too bad, cheers, dude. How are you doing? Good breaks. Rebel by Choice, morning. How's it going, dude? Kenneth Russ, have you ordered expeditions? No, do you know what? I haven't. I need to remember to. I need a pen and pad to write down shit I need to do, but first thing I could do with writing on it is that I need a pen and pad. I keep forgetting to even do that. Yeah, I will get it. What can I... Put my TV remote on my PlayStation. I'll remember now. It's when I try and do something with the TV, I'll be like, why is it there? Will Holden Harrison. Hey Wolf, what's that? Marks his prey? Oh, the wolf marks his prey. He certainly does. And the loaf. Oh shit, it's a bit of a keen drift, that one. Again, these in this game, roads are the most dangerous thing I think you can drive on in this game. Still fun though. Wolf, so oh, it said woof. I didn't even notice it said woof. No, we're all good. Truth Lies, hello Wolf, good to see you. Also, hello chat. Yeah, how's it going, dude? Good to have you joining us. Will Tokyo Drift time? It certainly is. I do enjoy a bit of drifting in this game. A perfect gearbox for it as well. Zoom gearbox. It is my favourite from AGL. Right, if was this the map that I went anti-clockwise? I think it was best to go clockwise on this one, if I remember correctly. Wow, made of coffee. It tastes like tea. It's weird. Yeah, because I'll unlock the Fem truck on this one, and then, like I say, I'll go the opposite way around to what I did scout it. But speaking of radar trailers, might as well fire one off now. Just gets the entrance discovered. That's what she said. Yeah, something got going off like up here. Something like that. Oh yeah, probably best to go this way. No. We could have tried to jump the gap. Again, I think we need to set up some kind of speed scenario. Keanu Reeves loaf on the go. Mark Rowe, hey Mr. Wolf, hope you are well. I'm not too bad, cheers dude, how are you doing? I feel a bit better today. I didn't sleep for a few days the other day, hence why I didn't make a video, because I was awake and feeling alright, all things considered. I sound like a zombie and I'm like zoning out. I just about make myself want to fall asleep while I'm making the video. Did I even remotely go the right way? No, I didn't. However, we do have horsepower on our side. Not only have I got the load packed in there, but it's got a crane roll cage. It's like a bit of a squeeze. What she said, but Right. Probably should have just gone right. Do they? Shit. Well, oh yeah, this is where the Fem is. Yeah, I kind of forget that it was even now. That's why I've not even scouted it so far. It's a fucking barrier. Right, and good thanks, good man. Justin Lynch, hello, how's it going, dude? Truth lies, I don't like the Fem, to be honest, and the Kenneth. I like the Kenworth. Funny, I call it Kenneth as well. Yeah, the Fem truck, I'm definitely not a fan of that one. I'll do it, yeah, radar trailer here, should get in the corner. Kenneth Russ, the articulated steering in this game sucks the enjoyment out of the vehicles. Yeah, I fully agree with that. They just don't do it right, and I don't really know why. And again, various modders have managed to nail it pretty successfully on multiple vehicles, but for whatever reason, yeah, it does ruin it. I'd much rather like that. Fem truck actually would have been pretty decent if it just had a solid chassis, a bit more power, I reckon, and preferably like either, well, I would go for more power, but either more power or like the high range gearbox, some things. It just seems to, I don't know, trip over its own lack of bump half the time. But yeah, that could have been like one of the better trucks in the game, and it has killed it really. It wasn't too bad in the gameplay and review video I did. It didn't actually troll me that bad all night, but I've played with it in missions on here and that, and yeah, I mean, in general, I do think this phase does seem to suit quicker trucks like the Dolphin, Taiga, Vorons, etc. Not to say, like, you know, the Zix, all that sort of stuff is, like, it's still good, but I'd say this map just feels like fast-paced enough kind of thing for most roads. And, like, it's quite a big map. Yeah, so it's just too slow sort of going around with stuff with the advanced special to begin with, but yeah, on top of it, that Fem truck with its steering does kind of ruin it a bit. One there, and we'll go to that watchtower. Yeah, it's a shame, and again, I don't like, you can sort of tell in a way that there's nobody high up at SnowRunner that plays this game regularly, because if you did, there's just so many little tweaks here and there, or at least you'd say back to the team, like, yeah, don't add more articulated stuff, no one likes it, and you've made a shit job of it anyway, so just, yeah, like, it's not going to go down well on principle, because they just haven't made it work right. Roller by choice. Trump won South Carolina. Fuck Joe Biden. Yeah, that's good. It's pretty nuts that some of the places are trying to block him or whatever. It's like, shouldn't the people get to decide that? You get governments blocking potential governments. Sounds like the start of a dictatorship to me. Water, but probably best to go this way. I'm actually trying to get my live stream up. Oh, at least it's actually showing up. So I'm just going to quickly figure out where I was with the comments. Just in great secondary truck. Yeah, it helped. I must admit, if you're winching it like as a road trainer thing, that probably wouldn't be too bad, to be fair, because the articulation for the most part isn't, well, it's obviously not going to piss you off as in like you're not driving it if you're road training it, but because it's got a winch attached to the front of it, if it's the rear of a road train, it's naturally just going to yank the front straight again instead of like actually acting upon like how it sort of jackknifes itself. Yeah, and the cargo and all the rest of it in theory as well. Even if that was the rear of a road train, you could have the 4-slot sideboard thing on it and a trailer, so that can be 8 cargo as the back end of a road train. So yeah, in that sense I'd say it does have some use there, but let's just say for the sake of argument it was a solid chassis and all the rest of it as well. It would have even more use, if you know what I mean. But yeah, that's fair to say that it does work out pretty handy if for like its cargo carrying capacity and all the rest of it. Kenneth Russ, with 71-inch tyres, you'd imagine it could climb over a pebble without issues. Yeah, exactly. That's sort of it. Does annoy you with a truck like that. That you're right. Considering it has got massive tyres, it doesn't feel like it. There's trucks with much smaller tyres in this game that don't feel like they're tripping over themselves to the degree that Fem truck does. And yeah, like normally massive tyres is a good thing, but it doesn't really work out with that. Yeah, it's a bit of a shame that I'm glad we've still got like again, I think the Zix 605R's got to be like the best vehicle they've added. And out of all the original trucks, are still the Dolphin's my favourite. But yeah, the Vorons, the Tigers, all that sort of stuff. There's still enough solid trucks in this game. But for the sake of a bit of variety, I don't know why they don't just add something that's, for the sake, just say it's like basically equal or equivalent to, yeah, the Zix, the Vorons, the Tigers, because we've already got them, so I don't see why they're worried to add like a really good truck in the game, as if they're going to think, oh god, it might break the game and make it too easy. It's like, well, we've got mods, we've got yeah, and we already have solid trucks, so, but for the sake that, I mean, if I just had another vehicle to yeah, just to do videos with that is like a good truck. I don't know, we've got that mission mod here. Yeah, just be a bit more variety. Like, they should have just add a truck pack with, yeah, some good stuff, like, again, that can compete with the top trucks in the game that we've already got. Derek Wallen, hey Mr. Lone Wolf from chat, how's it going, dude? What's that? Oh, boat, canoe thing. Definitely a bit of a frame rate going on. Funny enough, cheers Mark Rowe for letting us know that they've done like a patch recently on this. So we'll see if it helps. To be fair, it was the saving cogs then. I've had quite a bit of frame rate drop going on this game. For whatever reason, it doesn't, like the one when it was happening on flooded foothills, that it just like almost give me a headache after like 10 or 20 minutes. It's not really, I don't know, like, it still definitely does it quite a lot, but for whatever reason it doesn't drive me as mad on this phase. But yeah, I wonder if they've fixed that. I've not really seen it drop out since. Other than, yeah, the saving cogs have done that for quite a while. Truth lies, I just don't like the articulation, Justin, that's why I use the max version. Yeah, I agree. If you're going to use mods on that, then yeah, it's definitely well worth doing just to circumvent that problem. Even after you drive it for a bit and sort of get used to the articulation, relatively speaking, it's still a piece of shit, but... And then you go back to a normal truck with normal steering and you suddenly realise, like, how easy it is to steer in a vehicle like this, just how kind of natural and second nature versus, yeah, that articulation. Like, say, Fox's Ace of Iceberg, that has still got a bit of articulation, but it also steers. But that feels really nice, and the articulation's nice and strong on it. But it also has like normal steering as well, just, yeah, which is like a really nice combination. And when it works right on like that, it actually feels nice to have articulation at that point, because it just looks quite cool when you're driving along when it works properly. Definitely a bit quicker to go this way around, because last time I had to cut through all the rivers, although that'll be easier this time, because I can zombie winch it below. Bronson, howdy Mr. Lone Wolf, how's it going, dude? Right, I heard a rumour that there won't be any more scouts with the new seasons. It makes sense, to be honest. Like, that newest scout they've added, it looks pretty cool. Just, I don't know if I was going to pick vehicles based on looks, like it's definitely quite nice. But yeah, we've got loads of scouts and they just don't bring anything new to the game at this point. There's no reason to drive a scout for the most part, except for the goddamn horse. They get like overly punished on muddy sections on these games. And yeah, I mean, if you really wanted to use them as like the dictionary definition and go scouting with them, I still think it's very rare. Well, again, I take the loaf with me, so even when I'm doing scouting, like, the truck can get me kind of 95% of the way there or whatever, and if it ends up being a watchtower that's like up in the middle of the trees, I can send the loaf in. But yeah, other than that, there's just no reason, because you could get a 2-slot trailer, but those trailers are crap anyway. And then yeah, the game just punishes you, like, in mud. I was going to say, maybe with the exception of the Tatran, and that can't have trailers or anything, so other than scouting, that makes that useless. Let's see, why would they do a watchtower that just misses that bit? Which way should I go? I suppose in theory could go back up this way, do a radar, and then head to that watchtower. I think we'll go around the bottom. Now we'll come back down that way. Truth lie, it doesn't bother me. Modders make scouts anyways. That's true. They're all not too bad. How's it going for you? Yeah, not too bad. Cheers, dude. This way, I possibly could jump off a cliff, but I'll go around the normal way. Just something. We have a pretty decent list of scouts anyway. I like them, but trucks are more useful. Yeah, exactly. That's like, yeah, there's nothing other than it essentially just looking different. Like, there's nothing else a new scout can bring to the game anymore, really, unless they want to make it something along the lines of like a Tatran that can have trailers and all the rest of it. But yeah, trucks are just like infinitely more useful and fun in this game. Plus, like I say, for the most part, maybe with the exception of stuff like the Tatran, which you don't see too much in other games, but yeah, scouts, like that newest scout they've added, I can drive something that looks practically identical in something like Grand Theft Auto, etc. Whereas yeah, this is one of those games where it's like, how often do you get to drive like 8-wheeled off-road trucks and big 10-wheeled trucks? Like, that's what I think they should add more of, is like the massive sort of minimum of 8 wheels, but yeah, like 10, 12, 14, 16, etc. Like, the bigger the better. That's definitely what she said. But yeah, like, just crazy unique trucks that you're not really ever going to see in another game. Bronson, what was in the update this week? I don't know exactly, I just think it was like various bug fixes, but yeah, I don't really know the specifics of it. I'm trying to do a radar trailer here, just curious if it will actually... It wouldn't let me do it. Well, I was rolling back a tiny bit, then it wouldn't even let me do it until I finished rolling back. Well, I'll do it, I'm not bothered about that tiny bit. There is an upgrade up here, but to be fair, I'm using mods, so it doesn't really matter. Jamie Bastion, hello Mr. Lone Wolf from chat, hope all is well. Yeah, I'm not too bad, cheers dude, how are you doing? General Disarray, hello Mr. Wolf and fellow chat runners, how's it going dude? Good to have you joining us.
This way might be actually ish. Doesn't really look like any best way. Mount Road was a hotfix for some issues that came with Season 12.
Yeah, I mean, for one, like, slightly early days, but I'd have said by now I would have had that frame rate going on. That seems to be better. Again, apart from the saving cogs, but I can live with that, because as weird as it is, doing this quit and reload method that I do, every now and then it's sort of, it's like a little mental mark. Every time you see it freeze for a second, it's like, right, I know it's just saved. So that's kind of handy for remembering, like, if I'm going to quit and reload, where's it actually going to load back to. Right, I'm going to have to make it through these somewhere. Really do wreck it with them. Like, it's the most ungamer friendly, boring shit ever. All I've got to do is, like, it's inevitable that I can just switch to the winch menu and get the winch point that it should just give me anyway. It is just a pure exercise in being a time-wasting bastard for no apparent reason. Which again, if somebody at SnowRunner actually played this game regularly, they would soon say to the people, yeah, can you stop putting these stupid fucking bushes everywhere, because they're a time-wasting bastard for no reason. Fuck if they bury this bloody watchtower. Fuck it, fire off my own. Too messy. No more scouts, awesome. Too many anyway. Yeah, exactly. Once we've got a goddamn horse, I don't need any more. Right, well, I'm going to start heading back this way, yeah. This way. Well, whatever. I'm going to head up here. We'll get across. I think, or is this the one? I can't even remember. Do you know what? These maps are a bit too similar. Like, there's not even anything really, like, defining on most of them. Probably with the exception of... the one with the big dam on it is kind of obvious that that's that one. But the other three, like, I honestly can't remember off the top of my head which map is which. They've all kind of got a river running down it. And they all just look green and have got these same roads. But yeah, there's not really any much to really define each map. Oh, I need to do a cliff dive. About time. Hold on, life. See, roll cage successful. Ruined the moment with the saving cogs. Apart from that, it went pretty well. The funny thing is, in theory, even if you did that with a normal dolphin in life, it probably would have gone about the same, because the dolphin doesn't take damage if you smash into like the front of the truck. So yeah, the loaf was packed. I don't know if he still is. He's looking a little bit wobbly. That high gear doesn't mess around. Hopefully that's enough to get the corner.
disarray. Just leave me with my load star, please.
That's true. It is a solid scout in this game, and yeah, that's more like, at least if they're going to add scouts, the Lodestar, it's got like the high, it's basically got the truck gearbox, which makes it a bit unique in that sense. Oh yeah, it's the map where you have to do like Ghost Town, isn't it, where you end up, I don't know, it's probably a bit further down here somewhere, but you end up just doing a lap, or maybe up here. I can't remember. We're about to find out. Yeah, got across that water. Automosity, good day Mr. Lone Wolf, how's it going, dude? How are you enjoying the new DLC? Yeah, overall, like, I wouldn't say it's my favourite phase. Again, main thing probably being that the maps are all a little bit samey. Other than that, though, I actually think, yeah, like, I suppose, yeah, the Fem truck, etc., I'd rather. The truck's fine, but not, without articulation. But overall, I certainly don't think it's like a bad phase. And there seems to be plenty of missions. They seem to have a little bit more of a running connected theme between them, which is nice, because sort of some phases haven't had that, and it just feels a little bit just sort of less fluent. You just kind of randomly picking and choosing, but there's no real like rhyme or reason to why you do them in any order, which is fine. But as I suppose for me as well, making videos, I kind of try and make the ones that would be of most use to people, and when there's no real direction going on the phase, it's like, well, I may as well just pick a mission out of a hat, really. Yeah, at least when it's a little bit more kind of, there's a theme going on, it's a little bit easier to pick the order of doing the videos and all the rest of it. So yeah, overall, like I say, not a bad phase, and the amount of content and all the rest of it. Yeah, because it was getting a little bit worrying at one point, thinking some of the phases were getting a little bit, not a lot going on really for the money and all the rest of it. It was kind of looking like if it carries on like that, then yeah, it will sort of kill it a bit. But I think with this last season, really, they've done pretty well. Was it season 2 or something? The later end of that, I think, where it seemed like it there wasn't a whole lot going on. So we'll see what, yeah, the next season 4 is like pretty soon, hopefully, as long as they've at least put in as much effort and content and all the rest in, then that should easily keep us going for a while. We're jumping down here at some point. School, but I'll zombie loaf it if I have to. Right, doubt it we'll get any more updates until March. Sorry, till April. March is being kept free because of expeditions. Yeah, I could imagine that's the case. Although, is there any like major bugs going on still? I know there's loads of old ones really that they should fix, the cranes and all the rest of it, but is there any that have kind of appeared with Phase 12 that are still around after this patch? I'm trying to sort of, yeah, because I didn't go to sleep much this week, I can't remember shit, but I know there was some some bugs going on in this phase. Again, the main one for me was the frame rate issue, which appears, just as I say, at the saving cogs. Yeah, so I'm pretty happy with that. Rubber by choice. Why isn't the goddamn professional packed? I think when I did that cliff dive, like I just, when I jumped off that little one there as well, I think it like auto unpacked it. I think he was getting ready to do his little skydiving release, but yeah, that's why I got him trapped in there with a crane. Right, between this thing not taking damage when you crash in the front anyway, and the unbreakable suspension,
And just smash into those anti-terrorist barricades. They won't do anything. And the truth lies. Diesel Addict is coming out with a new Kenworth C500 for consoles. Yeah, I'll have to check that out at some point. In fact, yeah, fuck it. We've got fuel to burn. Truth lies, I think they fixed the crashing issues. My game hasn't crashed in a while. That's true. Touch wood. I don't believe my game's crashed on this phase at all. And even, I think phase 11 I only got like 1 or 2 crashes, and if I remember correctly it was, I think because I was quitting the game or something anyway, like returning to main menu, something to where it was like, oh well, it didn't interfere with the live stream or the video or whatever. Yeah, and then since then, same here, it's been very blue screen free for me, thankfully. Right, the crashing was more Xbox thing. PlayStation is okay. Yeah, true. For me, yeah, it was phase 9 where I got that blue screen a lot. But yeah, since then, I think phase 10 and 11, it did sound like the Xbox people had a bit of a rough time with it. Which, yeah, like I say, they should make some kind of free truck and give it away. There's loads of games that give you free stuff for the most minor inconvenience. Oh, said I got fuel to burn. I wasn't lying. And I burnt it all, I'm guessing. But yeah, like I say, loads of games give you stuff to say sorry for the inconvenience. I remember when I logged on to that World of Warships the other week, that gave me a load of free shit, saying because the server was down for like an hour, and I hadn't even played the game when it must have been down. And yeah, I remember getting a bundle of free shit just for apparently being on the game around the time that it happened. Had a few goes the other day as well on the what's it called, World of Tanks Blitz, because I've not been on it for a while. And like I say, when I went on it, there was had about 30 million and all the rest of it, so it was burning a hole in my pocket. So I bought a Tier 9 tank destroyer, Object 704. It's like a Russian tank destroyer. And I did a 5,000 damage game and got 3rd place in the Hall of Fame damage, which was pretty good. It wasn't even like a fully done up tank either. Still had like 85% crew skills or whatever it was. So I might as well grab this mission while I'm on the way past. Map have we got to do? We have got most of it done. Right. So we'll drive to there and fire one off. Then there's like an upgrade there. Do for now.
choice. Knock on wood. Yeah, exactly. But I don't want to agree and jinx it for myself. Truth lies, season 9 was horrible for crashes. It really was. But I got absolutely nailed on that one. Well, yeah, season 9 I surprisingly didn't crash on. Did you know? I got absolutely, yeah, the mod playthrough particularly, but after they seemed to do some kind of like stealth patch to apparently fix things, that's when it started nailing me on my normal playthrough. Whereas for the first sort of month or two, thankfully, because by that point I'd made practically every video and it was it wasn't as important at that point, but yeah, that was an absolute nightmare of a season, really. It's a shame as well, because the actual maps themselves I sort of quite liked. Yeah, I just could barely play it. I can't, like, if I scrolled through my whatever it's called, like the, I don't know, blue screen history basically on my PlayStation, yeah, I think there was like, I think on one night alone I'd had 100 blue screens or something, or like over the space of sort of 2 nights, I suppose. Worked out about a 24-hour period, but yeah, I think it was 2 nights, yeah, like over 100 or something, blue screens. Right, I mean, I still get the occasional one, but not every few minutes like people on Xbox were reporting in Discord. Yeah, like, even on the last phase, again, like, I got, yeah, the rare one, which I don't mind that. If I get, like, I don't know, if you counted it as like 1 every 10 hours or something, I could sort of live with it as like, oh well. Yeah, every couple of minutes is obviously, which is basically all it's doing to me on phase 9. You just can't do anything. Like, it doesn't even save the game by that time, so when you load it back up, it ends up, yeah, you're back like where you were when it saved last time. And that's what I had quite a lot, because there was a few times I tried to get videos done. But it kept doing that, and it was like, I was kind of thinking, well, if I can just get to the next bit where it saves, and I'll, I think I did, in fact, for one mission, basically do it like that, where I kept driving like a little bit forward, essentially, and then leaving the game, waiting for it to do the saving cogs, driving a bit more, it'd crash, but I kind of managed to get like a couple of minute sections of like the mission, but yeah, sort of probably 10 or 20 blue screens just to get that done. Could do with going over to that watchtower, really. Should be able to climb up there. We shall see. Dolphin is pretty good though. Justin Lynch, mine didn't crash either in Season 9. Yeah, it's weird. There seemed like a lot of people got it in Season 9, but there's also like, there's been seasons in the past before that where people have sort of said in like comments and that they're having like crashes. It's just, yeah, it's a bit like a roulette wheel spin for some people, and some get nailed on any given season, whereas others are completely fine. I don't really know what the common theme is between like why it happens to some and not others. Will, wait, would tanks, Mr. Wolf? Oh, there. Wait, World of Tanks, Mr. Wolf. Yeah. Well, it's World of Tanks Blitz, so it's the one on like a mobile phone. But yeah, it's pretty good. It's funny because that's where the game came out like. It's been getting on like 9-10 years ago or something. I've had it from nearly the beginning. Obviously all the graphics and everything have come quite a way since the early days. But yeah, it's one of those games, every now and then I'll just jump on it, shoot some tanks, and yeah, I suppose it's because it's one of them games that there's not really like an end goal to it, to complete it as such. I suppose like you could unlock every tank, but at that point, that's when you want to start using them, not really like consider it completed the game. So yeah, I don't really play it constantly, if you know what I mean, but every now and then, it's yeah. Well, like, because I sort of fixed the memory on my phone-ish, at least for now. I downloaded it again, yeah, and seen if it actually run on my phone, which it did. It was a little bit laggy and whatnot, but yeah, it was good to see. All the tanks I've still got lying around in there. So I got loads as well, because I've had the game so long. Got some proper old school ones that aren't even in the game anymore and all sorts. Oh, cool, that was a bloody log bridge here. Might make life awkward. Hard left. Didn't work. Pretty springy winch. Tree ain't gonna do nothing. Hard to tell. Reach the watchtower. It's perfect. In theory, makes me practically unstoppable. Just hold the winch down until we get nearer to the watchtower. I can't remember when I last crashed. Yeah, I think for me it was phase, like I say, 11. It was 11 Duncan Bay in that lot. But yeah, whatever it is, they seem to have got that one sorted, which, like I say, it'd be nice if they... The next big patch thing they kind of need to do is, yeah, just loads of quality of life updates and tweak a few little things in the game. I can't remember. Oh no, it's there. There's an upgrade there. I can't remember if there's one there as well, but fuck it, I'm heading this way. So I know the gateway to Flatlands is somewhere down here. So I'm going to head up there afterwards. Alright, then we're done. So it still takes quite a while to scout these maps, even with mods. Where am I facing? Oh. Bastion, Wolf, have you been back to phase 9 just to check and see if it'll blue screen again? I don't believe I have. I probably should check at some point. There's a dolphin. Alright. Mark, right, maybe just me, but I'm sure there are new houses around the maps and barns too. Oh, is that? I'll have to see if I can kind of notice any. At least that's the nice thing in theory. Say doing the exploration videos. It's kind of like when the game in that sense first come out. It's like when I do the gameplay and review videos and I do like the in-cab view and do the revs and all the rest of it. It's kind of, for the most part, pretty irrelevant. It's not the juiciest of information, but every now and then, if they seem to have tweaked a vehicle, at least I can go back to the gameplay and review videos and look how high it used to rev when I made it, and then see if they have like made like the revs higher, lower, etc. It's kind of handy, just sort of reference point. So yeah. If you see anything that you think is new, like there is always find when I'm near there in like the exploration video and sort of compare the difference. Truth lies. How about a World of Tanks live stream someday? Yeah, true. In theory, I could do, because it's on my phone. I don't know how to live stream. Like off my phone whilst I'd be playing the game, but I'd have to look into it. And again, yeah, in theory, if I can figure out how to do it, I'm assuming if I had a PC in that, I could probably just plug something into my phone and kind of do it that way. I don't know if or how easily or whatever I can do it with like just purely my phone. But in theory, I've got YouTube, internet, the phone and the game and that, so if there is a way to live stream, then yeah, like I say, I don't mind doing it, because I've got I don't know, I've got about 300 and something tanks on there now, but yeah, like I say, over the years I've got a few rare ones, not loads, because like I say, I've do you know what, as well, randomly, but the other day I looked through my payment history on my phone of like stuff, because we were saying the other week, like spending money on games, and I counted up, I think I'd spent like 616 quid or something in the end on that World of Tanks, but again, that's over a span of like nearly 10 years, so 60 odd quid a year, which is still pretty cheap entertainment really. I could go out for a night out drinking and spend 600 quid, especially these days. I might get a mortgage for a fucking pint. But yeah, like I say, I don't mind doing that if I could get that figured out. Will, I wouldn't mind that I have World of Tanks 2, so maybe we can encounter you. That is true. I could be on there at some point. I've got a clan as well. Got my own clan called, I can't, it's like Tank Spankers or something, I can't remember. I think that's what I named it. I more went for the, I got in there early, and the clan logo thing is Tank 1. So, yeah, probably a relatively sought after clan name. The clan itself, like, I think there's about 17 people in it, so you can join it if you want. There is room. But that being said, like, it's a bit of a dead clan, so if you're in one that's actually active and you get rewards and all that, I probably wouldn't leave it to join mine, because you won't be getting a lot. Even though it is all fully leveled up and everything. But yeah, like I say, I've just had the game years, but every now and then I have a little go, and yeah, kind of one of them really, where I have several pretty average games, and then every now and then you sneak in a mastery. Which is quite happy, because I got a mastery for that Object 704 game, which, yeah, as it wasn't even like fully upgraded and everything yet, I just kind of like to get a mastery in the bag, and then I feel better about it. Doesn't matter if I play the tank averagely or not after that. Obviously I'll try not to, but I like to get at least one mastery in there. What am I doing? Wait, radar. That's what I needed. Will, oh, I don't have Blitz on console, but on PC, yes. Yeah, that's true, actually. You can, there is like a console version as well, isn't there? Hypothetically though, if I logged into, or like the console version, would I be able to use my account? Because I won't want to start like another account by now, because like I say, all the tanks I've kind of accumulated. Well, I've got about 24,000 battles on there, but again, spread out over like yeah, 9 or so years or something, so not that many. I've seen people in there now that have got like 150, 200,000. And yeah, when I first started the game, I went like tier by tier, so instead of going for specific tanks, although I really wanted a mouse, that was like when I originally got the game, it's the mouse that I wanted. Yeah, but I just went like tier 1, tier 2, and did every single tank in every tier, which was kind of good at first. Well, I still think it's a good way to go around it, especially like these days on the game. It's quicker to earn like XP and all the rest of it, to level your tanks up. Back in the day it was pretty slow going, but there was a hell of a lot less tanks, and then kind of over the years they keep adding new tank lines. But I've got just about every tank line there is, apart from some of the new ones, because when I went on the other week there was like new tanks that have been added that I've not seen before or anything. But yeah, I've got just about everything to tier 9, still got a few tier 9s to buy, and then I bought a couple of tier 10s. I bought my mouse. Finally got that one in the bag, which, yeah, it was about 8 years in the making to get that tank. I could have just smashed that tank line like pretty quickly and got it, I suppose, but yeah, because I kind of got weirdly OCD on making myself go tier by tier, even when I realised years in that it's like, Jesus Christ, it's going to be years before I get to drive this mouse. But I stuck to it. Well, I stuck to it up to tier 9, but I don't mind that because there is actually some tier 10s that I didn't really want anyway, so I wasn't really bothered about grinding like the tier 9s to get them ready and unlocked. So yeah, I then started buying tier 9 and 10. And well, like I say, that Object 704 I bought the other day or whatever it was, that's been in the game since I got it, I believe, so it's taken me, yeah, 9 odd years to buy that. But it was good though. I like these Russian TDs in that game. Fire out like a small family hatchback at people, and they know about it. And I bought the FV215B 183 as well, because that firing 183mm of Hesh at people is pretty funny. I was going to possibly go and scout Flatlands as well, but I'll be honest, I can't really be bothered. Seems to take a bit of a while. Oh yeah, fire a radar trader off just to get rid of that shading, and then yeah, I'll go and do some missions. Rebel by choice. Been playing on phase 9 for the past 3 days to finish it. No crashes, still have 10 and 11 to finish. That's good then, so I'd imagine, hopefully, touch wood, they have fixed it. That being said though, I was going to say because I haven't had really crashes since, but even when I had phase 9 and it kept crashing, I went on to like other phases and it still wasn't crashing for me either, so it, in that sense it did seem very like specific to phase 9 for me. But yeah, I should go back on it. I suppose at the end of this live stream, in theory, I could load over there just to see, like, compared to back in the day when I was doing it, like, it crashed the live stream in a matter of minutes, so if it was gonna, it should happen pretty quickly. Right, do I want to drive this vehicle back? Probably. It's pretty handy. Dolphin and Loaf, they do make a pretty good pair. The Real Kestrel, hello Wolf, greetings from Canada as usual. How's it going, dude? Have you joined us? Truth lies, Season 11 was Scandinavia, Season 10 was British Columbia. So I'll have a look on here. I can't remember the, I sort of remember the names, but it doesn't even... Oh yeah, I don't know if I did have any crashes. Where was... What was it, this one? Is this where the Orstoke sign was? Oh no. Oh, it might have been actually. Yeah. Yeah, I think this was the one where I had a blue screen. Yeah, it might be when I was turning it off, but other than that, it's, yeah, like I say, touch wood, it's been pretty good. RV, what's good, Wolf? Got to pop in again. Fun fact, showed my dad some of your best moments with a loaf, and he's now a certified fan. I appreciate it, dude. The loaf finally getting the props he deserves. What's it gonna do? Yeah, I mean the loaf is legitimately a goddamn professional. Like I say, it's not even a gimmick. He is that good. Which, yeah, that's another thing. Even see like doing best moment video would be good, but I sort of need to... I can't really do it on my PlayStation because they're so shit for memory. I've had to delete like 99% of the videos I've ever made, really. But if I had a PC, I assume there'd be a way. Like, I've tried it through my PlayStation to watch YouTube on my PlayStation and then screen record to essentially get my own video back, but it won't let me do it. Which is probably some kind of inbuilt thing. I don't know, so you can't just watch anyone's stuff on YouTube and make a video of it, I suppose, but still, copyright thing with YouTube could handle that, really. Yeah, so at some point, like I said, I'll get a PC, and then I'd like to do edit, yeah, all the loads best bits. Well, I mean, all the loads best bits to be a fucking, like a week-long video. He's got to have been in, I don't know, 700 or 800 videos by now, I'd imagine. I did discover him fairly early on. Oh, it was on that tree. If I'm not mistaken, I believe I was too blind to even realise there was 2 trees there. Overcooked up. Rebel, just watched your TT video again this AM. Yeah, you know, I do. That was a fun game, that was. They have got is it the TT3 now or something, isn't it? I think my brother's got the TT2, which, funny enough, while he's here, he's probably got it upstairs. I should borrow it off him. That's like, yeah, the second TT game, which is obviously going to be the same track, but I'm guessing they slightly tweaked some of how it handles and all the rest of it. Which I was pretty happy though. That time I got on there was, I think I'm still in the top 100. I know it was top 75 when I did it, but I believe I've been bumped down to like 78 or 80 by now. And yeah, that was a few hundred attempts. Just needed that one lap to go well. Crunk RV also, I can't remember if I asked this already, but where did the name Mr. Lone Wolf come from? Yeah, it was Call of Duty Ghost back in the day. And like I say, it was like a team-based game. I went sort of solo. These 4 guys that I assume just always play Search and Destroy or whatever it is, they all died. And then somehow that was my fault that they all died. And then, yeah, they were just saying like, well, look at this guy, he's a bloody lone wolf, ruining it for everyone or whatever. And then, yeah, by some sheer miracle, I killed 4 people in about 2 seconds. And then I just said at the end, because they called me Lone Wolf, I just said at the end, yeah, it's Mr. Lone Wolf to you, and you're welcome for the carry, or something like that. And then, yeah, I just, like I say, to get the channel name, I was going to do just Lone Wolf Gaming or something, then Mr. Lone Wolf, but there were still people called that. So just kept adding more words until, yeah, it's Mr. Lone Wolf was like, it was only one. It's random, but it'd be quite a good mod if they did, like, if someone could do a mod, you know, of, I don't know, I suppose it depends what they'd pick, but, like podcasts, you know, essentially to make like a radio station, if you could just have it as a mod, and it'll just play some kind of, yeah, podcast or whatever in the, or radio, something like that. I'll head back to the garage, get myself all fixed up now. Yeah, well, I mean, like I say, to be fair, it'd be even better if you could do some kind of if there was a mod where you could then like stream whatever it is you want, like podcasts and all that. The thing I listen to sometimes, like they're probably 10, 15 years old, probably 20 years old now. Like Opie and Anthony, O&A Radio, but when they had Patrice O'Neill on there, some of those episodes are like pretty good. Yeah, something like that sort of playing in the background, or like an actual legit radio station. But I wonder how hard that'd be to do, I think. Putting the tower on. To be fair, this thing does drift a bit. Yeah. It doesn't tip over very easily. In its defense, the original, like the normal in-game Dolphin, is actually really good for not tipping. Always looks like it's about to sometimes, but it actually rarely does. Which is one of the reasons they became like the original pair of trucks. Take around everywhere. Basic grip. See it grip at the last second. I was pretty lucky that it did. Thought I was about to hit that barrier arse end first, but somehow found the grip when it needed it. Spider-Man swing. Try again. Make those turns. Do you know what would be nice as well, which I don't think it does work. If they made this garage square like a repair and refuel square as well, because say for example now I'm going to have to recover both vehicles really just to fix them up, which is a bit of a pain, so I'm not going to do that. Alright, well I'm on reactive zone. Is there any missions? It's warehouse access, but there's obviously some logs there, so it's going to be medium. No, that's a bug they've not fixed. See, when I didn't back out the menu then, it just, for some reason, the first time you click on it, it backs out the menu, and then you click on it again and it'll open the mission. Yeah, that's only one set. That's a bit of a long ass login one, that is. Too bad. That's a simple one. Oh, maintenance trailer. Oh, he says simple. Oh yeah, and then we've got a trailer store. That really is one thing I do not like about these maps. So it'll take that fun truck and be my trailer. Yeah, I definitely hope on whatever phase they do next that it's trailer stores at the garages. See how quickly stuff takes damage when it hasn't got unbreakable suspension. Trees are going to be awkward. Let's just go flat out and see what happens. We successfully went over one. What a stupid fan truck mode. I was going to say, if I actually make it through that easily, I'll be pretty surprised myself. right fucking option once ever. Just even by mistake. Oh yeah, this is AGL's Fem truck, isn't it? I was just thinking when I drove it then, I was like, bloody hell, it's surprisingly nice. Even though it was only about half a truck length. Oh, did I activate the mission? See if it's this one. Service parts. I'm there, but I also need this maintenance trailer over there. I was going to go with Dolphin and Loaf, but I may as well go with this, because I can actually have a trailer as well. Where the hell is it? I think it was that one. I'll just double check, because no me, I'll go to the wrong place. As the crow flies. So we can climb that mountain. I don't know how well it'll go in this. In theory, like, yeah, they've overkilled it a bit with the amount of trees they've put in this map as well, particularly unbreakable trees, which means you can't even attempt to go various places that would be quite fun to try and cut across, but yeah, the trees like just make it pretty much impossible. In some locations, unless you've got a loaf. Nothing is impossible for the loaf. Smash down there, figure it out. Oh well, you need to bring yourself a loaf afterwards, but we'll see. I was planning on meeting back up with them and doing a road train, but since this thing can actually tow trailers as well at the same time, I may as well do the mission that way. I mean, yeah, at least, again, I don't like this truck, but at least it brought something to the game new in the sense of like 4 cargo on board and it can still have a trailer. So it, yeah, makes a little bit of sense, but like I say, when they're adding scouts and that, yeah, it's just, it could be one of the any other 20, 30, 40 scouts or however many we've got, just reskinned basically. Do you still plan on doing a review for the Crocodile? Yeah. WS1430 Burlek toaster. The Forester I think I've already done. Oh yeah, yeah, the Burlek as well, yeah. And then the what's it? Kenworth W990 thing. Yeah, there is like a list of what I need to do. Yeah, the Crocodile was definitely one as well. So it's sections like this where, as you can see, to be fair, it's good. AGL's put, like, you can see how the steering's actually working as well. Like, it is still articulated, but the wheels are steering, which actually is quite nice. But yeah, you can just see this vehicle's like, I don't know. It feels like it's always tricking over itself. Although I will say, I don't believe I've probably upgraded this one thinking about it. I probably just put a crane on all the rest of it, and it was in the garage to in the yard thing to be like a crane vehicle, so I've only got 5 gears, and the engine power definitely doesn't feel like I've gone up to like the 1,000,000 horsepower one. So this is probably actually not too far from like how it is in the normal game. But again, yeah, I like the fact that it's got steering at the front. What the hell? I'm just pulling around to the right then. Is that... Oh, I've got the winch on, fair enough. I was going to say, like, I can't even turn. If these trees were breakable, I could headbutt a few of them out of the way. Now you just have to believe. Sort of close your eyes, floor it, and hope you pop out the other side of the forest. And sometimes you do. Restore your crane. And to be honest, I agree. It was just a sense of stubbornness. Like, right, I'll leave it. I'll leave it. I was actually more curious because normally when you have a crane up like this, it makes your truck really wobbly, and you can tell as well. Like with AGL, he clearly put a lot of weight low down in the wheels or whatever. Because yeah, normally I'd say the normal fem truck would have tipped for fun by now. I think the hitboxes are a little bit... I know it's got like this front bump on it and all the rest of it, but if you think how much there is, like how much front bumper there is over the tyres. Oh, that's good. Submarine version though. See, it was a snorkel all along. Imagine you just see that going through the river. I'm off fishing for a fucking whopper. I saw some video thing the other day of like, I can't even remember what it was on because it wasn't about this specifically, but it must have been out of film or something when people from like back in the 1700s or whatever were catching whales, and it was just a clip where they were like in a little boat throwing spears at like a blue whale or whatever it was. And yeah, I was watching it thinking, like, whoever did that back in the day must have actually been some pretty intense, scary shit, because while they were doing it, they were in, like, some tiny little rowing boat. Obviously, they had the main boat. But yeah, when you actually saw this big fat blue whale kind of swimming, it was thinking about ramming the boat and all the rest of it. Like, it must have been a bit of a buzz back in the day. Trying to hunt a fucking gigantic whale. Not that I'd want to do it. But there is a... It's part of me that likes the idea, like some kind of... You know, if you had to die, say you had some cancer that is incurable and you've got a week to live, and for whatever reason they said, look, as an option though, we've got a cage with a T-Rex in it, and we can throw you in there and it'll eat you quickly, and that's how you'll die. For some weird reason, I'd be curious as to what that would be like. I think it was from playing that Torok game years ago. It scarred me. I told you, because back in the day when I played that Torok game, there was no like YouTube tutorials weren't really a thing back then, and that game did not tell you how to kill that Tyrannosaurus Rex. So I just spent weeks and months getting chased around by that thing, and that was one of the most intense endings to a game. Where this giant scary Tyrannosaurus Rex chases you around, and the game, yeah, doesn't tell you what to do. And hint, it's not shoot the fuck out of the Tyrannosaurus Rex. You can, but it doesn't actually finish the game. And yeah, I don't know why. I just always have this thought, like, imagine though if you were going to die, but yeah, you just got put into like a field with a Tyrannosaurus Rex and you just had to run away from it until it gets you and eats you.
Chris Rex, good evening Wolf, from Minnesota. I love the tricks you can get the horse to do. Great content. I appreciate it, dude. I do. Get me loaf in some situations. Yeah, best off going that way. We're gonna have to cliff dive it. Rebel by choice. Please. Oh, restore the crane. Alright. She's done. Oh. I saw the legs pop out then. That's what she said. But I saw it. Didn't imagine it. Oh yes, bandit crane. Don't know why, I didn't think it was the bandit crane. The more you know. And this thing is definitely not fully upgraded. I must have just picked it as like, yep, the first thing that I can attach a crane to, so I can load a loaf into something, which is usually what happens. Well, I'm going to have to come back with Dolphin and Loaf. Because I want to jump off there, and I'm going to jump off there, but if I do with this, one, it's not very quick. Secondly, I'm going to spill cargo everywhere. And thirdly, Dolphin and Loaf are quicker. Where the hell did I leave him? Oh yeah, that's Loaf on the pipes, isn't it? That is Pipe Loaf. Can't disturb him. Right, I know I'm going to have to do the same journey again, although it will be a lot quicker as this thing actually is upgraded. But yeah, that cliff looks far too good to be wasting it with a slow vehicle. See, every now and then, drift does help. Shit. If I could drive. Tank slapper, but we saved it. Grab a stupid bush. It's a good job this truck's pretty good. Well, very good actually. Even out of all the AGL mods, these are probably my two favourite. There's a pretty high bar for that one as well, because they're all bloody good mods. Jane Bastian, that's one of the things I like about AGL's mods. They can be almost vanilla or psychotic with their power. Yeah, exactly. He's got like a pretty full range based on that. Like the engines alone are like, yeah, isn't it sort of 1,000 horsepower or torque or whatever it is? Oh, sorry, 100,000 up to 1,000,000 in like 100,000, 200,000, etc. I actually got quite far with that one. Yeah, and then all the gearboxes as well. You can have everything from like a full-on off-roading gearbox to yeah, the zoom gearbox, which allows you to drop the hammer. But yeah, for some people who sort of say like they don't like mods that are crazy mode, yeah, AGL's mods are like, I always make them crazy mode really, but they can be a little bit more sane. Yeah, you can pretty much set it up like a vanilla truck that they'd add in the game really. Just also on top of that you got like the undamageable suspension, which is nice because this game can be a little bit trollish, and sometimes it's nice to take routes and whatnot that you know will just smash your suspension up, but it's nice to try it without that happening. And yeah, better attachment options, just all sorts of stuff. Like the AGL, and it's the same with Fox, and Bart was another one, and JBL, and loads of them. They kind of have played the game and understand it well enough to know like the little tweaks you'd want, so they just always have like nicely set up trucks. Plug in me Dolphin. Alright, it's turning, but we should eventually make it to the other side. Calls Gaming, hello all, how's it going, dude? Rebel by choice, I have my next CAT scan next month. Yeah, hopefully it goes all well, dude. I remember you saying about that. To be honest, this week as well, like my mum's had an operation on her lung because they're not sure she might have cancer. And my mum's dog got put down as well. Sid, which, yeah, it's not good, but she was getting pretty old, and I don't like. They had two dogs. She had a dog sort of last year that got put down, and those two dogs were like sisters, and I don't know what it. Oh no, I was supposed to repair it. Yeah, they just like they were fine, and then they just kind of got ill, like really ill and skinny and everything over the space of like a week, and had to get put down. And it pretty much happened with both of them. And yeah, they were sort of old, but not as much as you think. But yeah, it's just odd how like they were kind of fine and everything, and then yeah, over the space of a week, they just absolutely like dropped off a cliff and just got really ill. Separately as well, sort of thing. Like I think there must be something like with the breed. I think probably. But yeah, no, it was so they were funny dogs. They were. And, yeah, they were just cool, chilled out. But yeah, you never know all the shit they put in everything these days. Like, it's yeah, I think stuff like that's getting more and more common. But yeah, I hope it's all good news and everything they do. Chances. I can fire a winch out, but it's close though. It's thought about it. It's more than most vehicles would do, mods or not. I don't remember which route I went with that fem truck, but I'm surprised I got it as far as I did. Crunk, I much prefer the 6900 TS to the FEM. I feel the FEM is definitely more stable, but the TS rips like a butcher knife through a burlap sack. Yeah, has that got the 3-bed slot on it though? Because I agree with you. I definitely would take that truck over the FEM truck. But I'm sure I looked at it the other day for like thinking, oh, I wonder if I could. I think I used it in a video, in fact, but it turned out I only needed like 3 slots of cargo per truck. If they put a 4 slot on that, it would, yeah. It's near enough render the FEM truck, like, next to useless overnight. Right. Get you packed in there, loaf. Or... it's packed in there, but I'm going to restore the crane. Do I? Yeah. He always does some nice little dive out the truck. I like it. Right. Times like this, where the 1,000,000 horsepower engine is the one. Get that jet special It's still not as quick as I was hoping, but it's a bit anticlimactic if I do say so. For whatever reason. It wasn't really the truck, I think like that terrain leading up to it is just like that mud that kind of really holds you back, because it would not let me kick into the old Jeff Special mode then. I'll load once back in. I'll have to try that again at a later date. Wedged in there pretty good, I'm guessing. That's what she said. Replies, well, I want to use the bathroom and my girlfriend isn't wearing any pants, so I've got to go. Bye all. For a pretty good reason. Have fun. Rubber by choice. Yeah, I hope the spot on my lung doesn't get any bigger. That's, to be honest, the same thing, dude. That was like with my mum. Yeah, they just removed something, and I think they're testing it and that. Which I'm guessing you probably didn't. But did you, you know, the old boosters? It's just because I'm on a hill. There's one thing with the cranes that are, they are pretty crap in this game, unless you're on flat ground. For whatever reason, they don't listen to you really the best of times because they're too weak, but when you add on uneven ground on top of it. Yeah, they just do not quite move the way you want them to. It's got the right launch point. Flat enough crane. Still a useless piece of shit. Not telling you to extend the crane, am I? There's one massive thing again, is like this crane alone, no one at SnowRunner could possibly play this game regularly, because no sane person that had the power to change these cranes would leave them as they are. I'm not telling it to go down. They're just horrific in this game, and now it's extending itself, which I'm not telling it to do. It's not AGL's cranes, it's the cranes like in this game that are fucking useless. Funny, like, you can't lift the crane, and then I just poked it into the loaf. About smashed it outside board. It's like, why can't you have that much power to the crane when you're trying to fucking lift anything? Right. Oh, now I've got to bring the fem truck all the way back, really. I was obviously going to go and get the trailer with that. Where is it there? I wonder if I can get up this hill. Scotty Chenoweth, hey Mr. Lone Wolf, how are you? I just got off work and thought I'd stop by for a bit. Yeah, I appreciate it, dude. I'm not too bad. Cheers. How are you doing? Jamie Bastion, it's time to go when the panties go. Enjoy. It's true. It's a good rule. Rebel my choice. They found it in December after they removed my kidney in November. Yeah, that's pretty bad, isn't it? I remember you saying that you were having surgery and that. Which, yeah, having a kidney removed is definitely some pretty serious stuff. Actually not quite as steep as it looks. It's probably still going to be a little awkward because this game just doesn't really like driving on rocks, but so yeah, not as vertical as it first appeared. Right, can you just fucking grip or find something that doesn't ping out the ground? Wanker. I could see that was going to happen as well, and again, fired some winches out, but yeah. I mean, look at it. Why do I need this many when 99% of them just ping out the ground? For fuck's sake. Plan B. I'll just reverse somewhere so I can have this as a winch point, because really is one thing I fucking hate with this game, is these stupid bushes. I didn't press that fucking button game. I'm not supposed to drive forward. Fucking hell. This is the kind of shit that the game just makes a fucking meal out of the most simple things. It takes what was otherwise a nice drive and just fucking ruins it with this dumb shit. Like, I just attached a winch, did I not? So it's obviously doing the thing where it'll tell you can attach a winch, but then it just won't attach one. This is the sort of shit you need to fix in that game. So, yeah, it's not attaching a winch for whatever reason. What are we up to now? Plan fucking D, E or F? There's only one possible solution. Is to get myself a loaf. This is the original mobile winch point. Fired out a middle winch point for some weird reason. Yeah, look, it's got like a winch point in the middle at the bottom. I'm sure there's some of the vehicles where that's been showing up recently, but obviously didn't used to be on them. Yeah, you know, I get to scroll through 3 million winch points. We're going to get higher anyway, actually. And now your zombie went forward. Where were you 5 minutes ago? trailer gonna try and screw me over again. No winch points on my vehicles for some reason. I'm taking a piss. Just went off me the winch points. What a fucking tosser. And yeah, like I say, that's the sort of shit they've got to fix in this game. Turn something normal into a fucking pain in the ass. And it does it quite a lot in this game. Like, more than it should. There's elements of this game that are enjoyable until the game then fucks it by not working right when you need it to work. Tow this fem truck. Not too sure how well this is going to go. Might see if I can lay the bandit crane kind of along the back. So at least if I do roll, it should keep some of the cargo in. I don't know if it'll get all four of them. It's a good start. You'll do. Oh, I'm saying that, yeah. Because the articulation, it sort of fucks that up. Upgrades nearby again. I don't necessarily need to cross down there again, so I suppose I could go up this way. Just to save too much cliff diving. Somewhere over the water. I think that fem truck is the submarine version, so we've got to cross that one way or another. Again, truck. See? Another thing. Rebel kidney was covered in cancer. Yeah, that's definitely not what you want to hear. As mad as it is, it's a good job that everyone's got 2 kidneys, so at least it's like you've got another one. But yeah, hopefully it's good news when you get the results. Aussie man, hello Mr. Wolf, long time no see. Well, on the bright side, after this game makes you pull your hair out, you will save big at the barber shop. That's true. I do need a haircut as well. Bordering on having long hair, which I never really have any hairstyle. I'll be honest, I can't see my own hair, so I rarely give that much of a shit about it, but it exists.
But yeah, I've not got it cut for bloody ages. Which, yeah, they had barber shops that were open at 3 in the morning in this little village I live in. It would help. So I suppose I've sort of saved money on haircuts by just ignoring it. Scottish enough. Okay, I'm going to jump off for a bit and watch some Drive to Survive. I'll catch you later if you're still on. If not, I'll catch you on the next one. Yeah, no worries, dude. That's cool. Cheers for popping in, though. Oh, Scottish enough. I hope you don't mind splitting time between your stream and FS22 stream going on at the same time. There's no worries, man. Mark wrote, I would take one truck at a time. Do you reckon? I've gone a little bit of a less crazy route. Kind of go out of the mountains instead of jumping off the wait, jumping up I don't mind, but yeah, so it's cargo. Although, not that I still want to, but at least that Fem truck has got the Bandit crane, which is actually one of the only semi-respectable cranes in this game. Actually works pretty well. For a small crane, I'll give it, like, credit where it's due. I can live with it for a small crane. I wouldn't expect it to lift trucks up and all the rest of it. Like those bigger cranes I've added. I like the biggest crane. That's handy just for like loading the loaf, which is pretty much all I do in the garage anyway. But yeah, they can't even lift light. I've tried it with a few trucks and yeah, I still don't get why they'd even code in some kind of limit to the cranes. Like in terms of lifting capacity and all the rest of it. It seems pretty stupid. We're not going to gain anything game breaking if the cranes just work. Other than rescuing, etc. will be more enjoyable. Keep stopping. Really? The dolphin is a lead vehicle. Shittest effort I've ever seen a truck put into crossing a river. I mean, admittedly, the current pulling the trailer and that's pretty strong, but the Fem truck just randomly gave up when it got to the other side, like pretty much just made it over the worst part of everything and then died at the last second. To be honest, I should have made the loaf the lead vehicle. He has never ever failed a river crossing. He never will. Too well. Look, now it's driving itself. Oh, well, that works out nicely. Oh, go on, keep driving, you bastard. Oh, yes. Keep riding, Dolphin. Now we're talking. This is the kind of road train action. Unfortunately, we get clipped. But I kind of got that going by firing a winter train. Let's see if we can get to an open field. And I can send Dolphin off on his own. Bulletproof loaf. Dolphin's not loaf. See, he just looked back and he's on his wheels. No one knows how it happens, but it does. But I'm kind of at 90-degree angle. Probably not helping. Zombie winch work. Sort of, but quicker. Sometimes, like, the zombie winch is quicker than if you're pulling it through. I don't know, it's weird, like, when the game takes over and, like, the rear vehicle of the road train is driving itself, I've noticed that in some terrains, it's as if the coding of the game, say they've made, like, a bit of terrain that only looks like it's a few inches deep of mud or whatever, but it's unusually kind of like super mud or death mud. If you zombie winch a truck, it drives over it as if it'll drive over it at the same speed it'll drive over, like, you know, a road or whatever. Yeah, so I've noticed that more in this phase recently, but it's a sort of workaround. It's just interesting that the game, it's obviously like, it's almost as if it's coded into the game when you're driving the vehicle, but it's not coded in if the game's driving the vehicle. And it's rare, but every now and then there is, like, you could get stuck. Yeah, say if you're going to go really slow in this mud, but you might be able to zombie winch it and the truck will just drive through as if it's driving on a road. Right, well, I'll take one truck at a time. Crunk, if you've been needing funny names for maps, I'm calling Avira Hills Avarian Hills. Yeah, it's I've picked a few odd names, like, yeah, Avira Hill and then the Fem truck as well. So there's a field around here somewhere. Right, road, what the hell? What's that for? Is it making the vehicle drive by itself? I'll see if I can do it again. I managed to do it the other week. There was, well, it's sort of like you stick the trailer and not reverse. You might get it zombie winching and then detach it, and it just keeps going. Doing it at the minute. I think it was the trailer I sort of winched to, but now that's not letting the zombie winch kick in. It's a shame. I'll have to, like, what time is it? 1:50. I'll have to look back on that when it just did it then. Like, see sort of what caused it, maybe, if there was like a combination of buttons. But yeah, I did do it the other week to something. I can't remember what the hell it was now, but that started driving off by itself as well. And it's not happened often. I've probably had it happen to me about a year or two ago, like way back, once. But yeah, recently I've had it happen like I think 3 times now, that being the third. I'm sure one of them was in a video as well, where it just drove off by itself. But I can't remember for the life of me which video that would be, or how long ago it was really. I'm saying that, yeah, it did it to me recently, but this phase hasn't been out that long, so it must have been the last phase, because I'm sure it did it to me like a month or 2 ago as well. Oh, Mark, right, the truck driving itself, never had that happen. Yeah, it's a rare one, but I think at that point as well, it was sort of, you know, where the physics lock in place when you're a certain distance away. So it was kind of stopping at that point, but then when I drove the loaf nearer enough to it again to like unlock that, it kept going. But yeah, unfortunately there was like a little cliff right in front. If it had gone left or right, I reckon it would have carried on. But yeah, I wouldn't mind knowing like 100% how to activate that little bug, because it's I don't know, there's a few things I could probably figure out to mess around with if that was an option. Out of there. Well, there you go. So basically, I just fired a winch at the trailer really quick, and then, oh, I don't know, really quick, it's sort of like going to happen as quick as it happens. Let's get this out of the way. You kind of like, but attach the winch and sort of be pressing triangle as you fire the winch out, and then detach it really quick. It's something to do with that, because I remember last time it did it to me. It's sort of, yeah, I'm like rushing through the control. There you go. Gonna hit the tree. Oh, that rock is making it swerve. Let's caught the trailer as well. Switch the fem truck a bit. Alright, fuck the fem truck for now. Catch up with it, low. Oh, the fem truck fucked it with its stupid articulation. Cock blocking me. Just loaf things. Taking your dolphin for a walk. It's standard weekend. Unfortunately, this particular dolphin doesn't have a fucking clue how to drive. But yeah, so it's something to do with like when you fire the winch, possibly like already have the, you know, triangle to like retract the winch, already have that going. Yeah. No, that'll be a bug they'll patch out. And it'll be like, really? Could you not have patched one of the other 100 that are actually annoying in the game? Remember, like, when they patched the fucking Caterpillar 770G and stopped it being able to carry 2 lots of cargo? Like, they made it... It's got a cargo container thing on the back, but you used to be able to pack any cargo on it. And then they patched it so it can only carry cargo containers. And it was like, really? Was that the fucking most urgent thing you needed to do? It was like the one saving grace of the Caterpillar that made it semi-useful for missions where you needed 2 bits of cargo. And then they ruined it. And then, yeah, there's loads of other stuff in the game that think pretty much all of us would really love them to fix, and they don't. And I don't think there was one person on the planet that would have said, yeah, do you know what, the Cat 770G needs patching. Out of curiosity. Really? Not even gonna fire a winch to the fucking dolphin that you literally sat on? I mean, this game is just a fucking troll with the winch points. Well, we'll try it later. I might be able to, like, make the dolphin set off while I'm on board, and then we'll have to keep driving, because the physics can never lock in place. I said I'd try it later, and that was true. But it is now later. Right. Kind of sort of press light where you attach the winch and working at the minute. Whatever it is, I know I kind of mash the buttons pretty quickly, because it usually happens when I'm just kind of rushing through it. I suppose at the minute it doesn't really matter, because I can just zombie winch it like that anyway. But if I can detach the winch and let it keep going, I'll figure it out at some point. Trailer, you did it. I'm going to drop these off since I'm just dicking around at this point on this mission. It's actual winch to the vehicle. No, in the middle. Apparently isn't. Crunk, are there any vehicle sounds in the game you can't stand? Curious to see if we share the same perspective. Vehicle sounds. The only one I can remember off the top of my head was that Voron D that was like a little bird chirping noise or something every time you change gear. Which I'm assuming is some kind of wastegate or whatever, but yeah, that kind of got old pretty quickly. It's the first 2 minutes, like when you first get the vehicle and it does it, you're like, oh, that's pretty cool, nice attention to detail. When you've got a headset on and you've been driving around for 2 hours and you hear like every 3 seconds in the game, yeah, that kind of wore off pretty fast. Tate, I just joined the stream. What is the 4 slot that you're driving? Yeah, the Fem truck. Well, this is AGL's version of it, but it's the truck that they've added into the latest phase, phase 12. And yeah, this version. Although to be fair, this version I think is mostly not upgraded. So even though it is AGL's version and it is better than the normal one. Yeah, I haven't really kind of done it up as usual, so it is actually pretty vanilla. Where did it want the trailer? I think it was that one. Oh, over there. Oh, but it's going to be in stages, so I'll have to bring that. Cash the Fem truck in first. Crane was out on. seem to fix them. Rock's still getting in the water. Unless this gives it like an animation. Ah. It's a yellow arrow. What? Oh, to be fair, that does look like an unbreakable fence. I thought that was the ones that are like at the airport. I have to take that personally, but it's all good. So, see how they put a sneaky tree stump there? I swear, whoever the main developer of this game is, probably check the basement of their house. They've got a dungeon full of people or something. Definitely have some kind of sadistic streak to them. See, like them fences. Is that a seagull just floating in the middle of nowhere? Is it? Some little speck of something floating around. Maro, I think you meant Cat 745C. Yeah, oh yeah, I said yeah, 770G. Yeah, that's true. I did mean 745C. Cheers for pointing it out, because I would have just, yeah, thrown shade at that vehicle for no reason. Although, let's be fair, the 770G is not the most amazing. Stone Branson, hey mate, how's things? Wheel watching, get yourself a high-low fucks. Goddamn professional. Yeah, I'm not too bad, cheers, dude. How are you doing? Oh, they are spinning now. We even got an extra one. Oh, that's not. Oh, that is spinning. Still praying. Yeah, definitely get your health. Get yourself. Get yourself a high-low fucks for your health. Yeah, how is the old, how's the family and the loaf? Which, by the way, that guy's got, yeah, a loaf, a real life loaf, with a Hilux running gear on it, which sounds like a pretty bloody good combination to me. Right, I might go back to the first map. We'll escape. I mean, look at him this week as well. I've got fog lights for my fog lights. See that? He's got fog lights to light up the back of his fog lights. That's how much of a goddamn professional he is this week. I'm going to recover this fem truck just because I'm assuming it is stock. I probably should do it up a little bit. Yeah, I knew it wasn't the full fat. Oh, definitely as well. Ah, I didn't add an advanced special. Makes me sick just thinking about it. Jamie Bastion, chat Mr. Lone Wolf, if you could fix only one problem in this game, what would it be? Me, winch points, hate all the little bushes. Yeah, that'd be a biggie, particularly on this phase, because they've gone ridiculous with the amount of bushes everywhere. Say this phase aside, I would probably pick the cranes in general. Just personally, I do use them a hell of a lot. But yeah, the winch points are easily, like, I agree with that. They're just a troll on this phase in particular. And like I say, it's not stopping us doing it. It's not like it's some cheat really or whatever. Like, it's just going to make us scroll manually to go and get the same winch point on a tree. That, yeah, the game should just, like, it's just stupid to do that sort of stuff.
looking for? Right. Garage. I think I still got that giant loaf launching mod on here somewhere. I can't. Oh yeah, I drove them all into the water, didn't I? I remember. It's all coming back to me. Crunk, the only thing that would make your channel better would be if it was called Mr. Loaf Wolf. True, it's crossed my mind. Maybe one day at some point. One day I will buy myself a real loaf. It will be pretty good. I would like to get one, and I'd have to do an engine swap for it, I think. Like a little V8 loaf would be pretty interesting. Imagine that, or if you could, I mean, if money was no object kind of thing, put like the E60 M5 that I used to have, a 5 litre V10. That would sound amazing, straight piped in a loaf. Well, I believe that little hump between the chairs, where it's got a seat on it, that is actually the engine. So you can access the engine whilst you're sat in it. So another reason he's a goddamn professional. So you've got a digital head unit. Right, may as well pick a mission and then figure out what I'm going to build to do it. That's another thing, by the way, you see how all these, like those first two, say reactive zone. If it could say either on here, next to it, just in brackets, which map it's on, or bunch them up. I suppose because it's going like, if this is the Pipeline Bay Administration, you're going to have contracts that span across different maps. But yeah, you know, just if I want to now find a mission for this map, I've basically got to scroll through every one, and now I'm just waiting to see if I can find one. Oh, I suppose I should have known those two aren't, because they're to fix the garage. But yeah, little things like that. Avira Hills. And they're all locked at the bottom anyway. Reactive zone. Flatland, and finally something on this map. Right, solar panels, and solar panels. And then 2 metal beams as well. With solar panels, 1 slot cargo, I think. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5, 6, 7, 8. Right. Okay, what I'm going to do then. Probably would have helped if I activated that mission. Well, there's one of them. Oh yeah, that one had tyres. The other one was tracked. Running into my life. See if the crane's still a piece of shit. Yep. Hence why I have a dedicated truck vehicle in every single yard on this game, pretty much. Like, is that so difficult? The little crane, just to do that. Especially the fact that they give us a crane winch point on the top of every scout.
and then give us cranes that can't lift them. He's in. Right, I'm going to go to the trailer store, because one, I need a ramped flatbed, and two, I may as well go that one anyway, because the, oh shit, well, it doesn't matter, because I'll swim if I have to, but I don't even know, yeah, I've not even unlocked the ferry crossing on this one. Should be interesting then. I'll have to do some zombie winching. Who needs a ferry when you've got a loaf? Right, I wish we could select winch points with a mouse on consoles like you can on PC. Yeah. Yeah, that would definitely speed things up as well. I mean, really, it wouldn't be that crazy if you're using like your left analog stick to just move like a thing on the screen that kind of like it'll just accept the winch point you've moved it nearest to. Like, it's certainly, yeah, it should be pretty doable, really. And yeah, like I say, that's overall why, in the scheme of things, I'd rather they do a SnowRunner 2 than another season, etc. It's like the game. I love the game. Yeah, it's just when they're adding like more seasons, they're just adding stuff, and they're not really, yeah, doing like the little quality of life things. Whereas if they did a SnowRunner 2, that's more likely where we're going to get, hopefully, fixed cranes, fixed winches. Yeah, stuff like, you know, you could just have the option to turn it on and off in the menu, where like you could operate your left analog stick or whatever like a mouse. But yeah, we'll see. Hopefully there's when this Expeditions comes out, this game might get a few patches off the back of that. You never know, but at least because that's a new game, they'll be like, the majority of the development team that are working on it are obviously going to have like a closer eye on the mechanics of the game, and they may think like, oh, this is a bit shit, and actually we've also got that in SnowRunner. So yeah, hopefully we might get one or two little tweaks that kind of filter over from that game. But yeah, as far as like I say, I was only sort of saying SnowRunner 2 because they'd fix stuff like that, but I don't. This game, in theory, like the actual game itself, they could add as many seasons as they like. I like playing them. New maps and missions to do, and in theory, this certainly for the foreseeable future for me could keep going. It's a bit like, yeah, say Grand Theft Auto 5 and all that. I know they ended up doing all the online thing, which isn't really my thing, but that's the sort of game they could just keep adding missions to in single player mode, and I could keep playing it, if you know what I mean. Like, Grand Theft Auto map in and of itself is just a good enough map and game to mess around on. Like, as long as they added more stuff to keep doing, I could keep playing that sort of game as well. Oh yeah, not even. Oh, I'm gonna say, really? Picture of the dock I just looked at wasn't even built, like, when I look on the map. Well, save swimming, I don't even remember fixing it. Look, over here, see how that's all not built properly yet, and there's like mud and that all around it. I thought that all fixed itself up, unless that is what they consider fixed up. Maybe it was actually, because I think there was some panels there missing. Fuck knows. Well, we're over. Still reckon I could have swam it. Have I built this bridge? No. I don't even remember doing that. I don't have high hopes for my memory in another 10 or 20 years, because I had a pretty good memory up to a few years ago, and then it's just gone to shit. That's how quick I wanted to be jumping off that cliff. Might have to reinvestigate that at some point. Oh yeah, where do I get metal beams from? Oh yeah, down there. I've already got a trade. I have? I don't even remember doing that. Four solar panels. Apparently. Oh yeah, I've got some. How long they will stay on this trailer though is anyone's guess. I would be guessing low. Yes, maybe I was thinking I could just swim across. But the current goes that way. We'll figure it out. So one there. No, it's doing it in like stages. It won't show me the rest. Second and third one, metal beams. I'm gonna have to go there anyway. There's no escaping it really. Oh, same cogs. Crunk, it's the UAZ 452 if you're interested. Yeah, cheers dude. I've had a look at a few of them to be honest. I've found like, it was a few years ago now, probably might have been pre the Russian war and all the rest of it, so I don't know if that would have changed things slightly, but I found one that was a loaf, but was like, the bottom half of it was a tank, like it had tracks and everything. Another lap. I bothered loading them. Yeah, and it was something like $25,000 for a brand new one that was a tank, which sounds like a bargain. I'm just about 25,000 short, but other than that, I found it on some website. I mean, in theory, now, I don't know what's happened to that cargo. You'd think there probably should be some cheap ones going around, maybe. There's remove cargo. If not, couldn't even see the option to remove cargo. Yeah, I should have another look though, 'cause to be fair, I've not looked for it a little while. Have to get a plane ticket over to Ukraine. Probably loads of loaves just lying around all over the place. Bag a few up and bring them home. I do believe half-track loaves are a thing, but I doubt they are mass-produced for civilians. Yeah, I must admit that they probably seem more like, you know, like people living in like northern Russia, pretty much Siberia and all that sort of stuff. But I was just pretty impressed that it was like a tank loaf, and it was a brand new one for like 25 grand, which, yeah, over here. I reckon you can get a brand new pencil sharpener for 25 grand these days. You escape loaf. There's the winch points. Where are they? Let's do it that way. We're going under the bridge. For some reason, we are turning.
quite a lot. Oh, worst case, it'll drive me back out the river and I'll have another go. You can't stop me, game. See? Game. Never stalls. Right, yeah. I know I could go across a bridge, but where's the fun in that? I get to use this crappy crane again. Right, I'm guessing because I winched to like I was at the side of the dolphin. The zombie winching was just making me turn. Been not shit for 10 seconds. Like, that's the worst part. It auto extends and then can't lift. Like, I'm trying to retract the crane to its shortest. Just fucking lift. No. Dickhead in this game. So there's another bug they could do with fixing. Every time you attach a winch, it brings up the menu and offers you to turn the engine off or whatever, and it's like, no. I didn't just attach a winch to something to then turn the engine off, did I? That would be stupid. And for some reason, 4 years in, the game still thinks that is the #1 recommendation. Right. Trap the load from the crane so it doesn't float away. Turn around. Who puts tree stumps? There was not a tree under that. I refuse to believe it. The scariest part of this entire thing is having to turn this trailer around. See? A lot of free-range solar panels on this map by the time I'm done. So just have to get more. Third time lucky. That'd be something cool they could add in this game. You know, instead of like a new scout or truck or whatever, new trailers. Preferably a towable 4-slot like this. But that's essentially like a closed trailer, so if you roll, your cargo doesn't just go flying everywhere. You know, if they added that as separate paid DLC on top, you'd be ruthless, but I'd still pay for it. Like, the amount of hours this trailer has wasted of my life, if you actually equated it to, like, you were getting paid by the hour to do something, this trailer has cost me hundreds, if not thousands, just in life.
if it turns a bit, no, it seems to be going pretty straight now. That is good news. Will the cargo stay on? Will the current tip it? This is a nice way to travel. Pretty peaceful, I think you'll agree. River by choice. Have a good morning, Wolf. I'm out. Yeah, no worries, dude. Cheers for popping in and enjoy the rest of your morning. Or evening, or whatever time it is. Jane Bastion. But would it pass an MOT? That is true. What if it had, like, a half-track loaf? It'd be an interesting one. Strictly speaking, though. I know a guy knows a guy knows a guy and all that. But might possibly MOT things that aren't even MOT worthy. So yeah, it would get an MOT. Oh shit, we're going out to sea. I didn't really want to do that. Or did we? How do we end up this way against the current? I'm not even mad. What's that over there? Half of pylon. Wonder if we'll have to build that in the future. So we do have options. Just don't want to tip the vehicle. It's close. It's not over yet. It's so nice. If I could just steer the steering now though, and you could steer the thing your zombie winch into, it would be rather convenient. Oh, there's a stupid bush. I want one of them trees. How can we go backwards? In fact. Underwater, so the engine won't work, but the winch should, unfortunately. It appears to only be giving me those stupid bushes. On top of that, it's not even attaching to them, it's doing the stupid winch thing again where it won't attach to anything. I'll have to go back to zombie winch. One of the most annoying bugs in this game. Not sure if we're heading further away or not. Let's see. Well, if not, I'll hit that boat. In fact, I just noticed the corner of the map wasn't explored either, so I do have a radar low. Crunk, what can I say? He's a goddamn tank of a vehicle. It certainly is. It would be, a tank one would be pretty cool. I think I could handle driving that around. I reckon people probably give way if you're in a half-track loaf. Well, not even half-track, a full track, a tank. At that point, I'd probably just have to stick some kind of turret and barrel on top, just for the, just so I get them. Like, you can park in disabled spots, and no one's going to say shit. Oh, I'm still on the loaf, aren't I? Do we have any winch points up here? We do. So, let's got the back of the dolphin.
you need to do is re-aim it for the shore. Sorry, I'm sure about that. It'd be handy if that crane was a winch point. It's more the trailer I need to pull around now. Oh, it's looking good. We are aiming for land. Oh, winch points, you bastards, where are you? We're off. Oh, what, don't start swerving that way again. This thing is absolutely desperate to make it to sea. I mean, he is a dolphin, it makes sense. It's finally where he belongs. We are going right a bit. We are aiming for land. It's going pretty good. Mark Rowe, are we there yet? We are nearly there. I mean, you can see how, if you wonder sometimes when I'm editing a video, and you think, how has he said he ran out of time or whatever, and he's ended up with a 10 or 15 minute video. Well, this. I could have taken that bridge, but that was the easy way out. I didn't want the easy way out. Can we still reach? Yes. It's more like it. Shame I can't go in like first person view at the minute. So again, why is it swerving off? Not sure if it's the trailer that's causing me to swerve a bit. And once we get near enough to them trees again. Or if we do. Or yeah, if it's like the seabed here is kind of, I don't know, naturally making me follow this line, but for whatever reason, this dolphin really does want to return to the ocean. We will return to land eventually, though. I mean, it does help to show. You really can't stop a loaf. He will go wherever the hell he wants. Doesn't matter how many times the game blocks his winches and all sorts. And he hasn't even got a snorkel. Like, well, he's got a snorkel, but not a full snorkel, really. But he doesn't need one. Just zombie winches to things. See, he'd figured out snorkels before there was snorkels. Well, there's only snorkels now, because people like AGL have added them to some mods. That's what you want to see. Right, should start right up. Well, he hoped. How minute it did? A second. Do you want to drive forward then, Dolphin? Is this super death mud? I mean, to be fair, actually quite an efficient route when you consider I need to go to the metal beams factory. Never let
You'll know your next move, Life. Training your next move. Well, it's random, but it just occurred to me again. I was speaking about dinosaurs and that before. I think this game could, in theory, imagine if you had a level like this map, where you have a whole dinosaur park, and you've got to transport dinosaurs. Or imagine if a fat T-Rex was like ratchet strapped to the flatbed, and you had to drive a T-Rex around and deliver them. And that. What's the big one? Mosasaurus, the big swimming one. Where the hell am I? Oh, I'm in the yard. Fucking hell. Even more efficient than I thought. You know what? Because we both know the trailer is going to be a dick. It's been born to be. Yeah, I'll just go and get the metal. And I'll reconnect. Right, crane, just lift. That's all we need to do. Right. They extend the crane. Why are they so useless? Really does ruin what could and should be a very simple thing to do. Beans. Of winch points and camera angles. What's the chances? Well, you picked well. I could pack him like that. Oh, what? My handbrake on. That's why it was quite difficult. Fucked it up. Yeah. I'll winch the loaf behind the trailer. Absolutely. We just reversed over a truck. Yeah, I'd like to pack him back on there, but the crane is just too horrifically shit. I'm surprised the cargo stayed on that trailer. True, I think it's because I was going with the current, but I do agree. If anything, that was gonna be the thing that was gonna try and bite me. Which yeah, it did end up taking a little bit of a longer route than I had originally planned. But you never know. Might need it one day, and now's when the trailer will get me. I could just drive forward, but you know it'll just randomly spit the cargo off, most likely. Why is it not offering me loaf winch points? Right, a winch. No. The truck game. It's just not even bringing loaf winch points up. I already know 50 million ways around the stupid things this game does, but yeah. It is a pain in the arse, like, how much time tonight alone has been zapped from, like, winch points and all sorts of dumb shit that they just need to fix. Is he gonna get up there? If not, I was gonna pack him on the trailer. What the fuck? How did it do that? Why did it do that? You know damn well, if this wasn't a live stream, that would be quit and reload in an instant. I can't even fuck that cargo off, can I? Well, I can, but I don't really want to drive back to the dock. I don't even know why that tipped then. I wasn't winched to the truck or anything, so I didn't even really see what happened, but I'm assuming the truck... I don't know, because even if the truck drove forward, why would it have just tipped like it did? That one doesn't even make sense what happened then. See, like, another little thing for what it's worth. Put packed cargo at the top of the menu so we don't have to scroll down 20 times to click the most common options in the game. There's definitely a lot of stuff they could really tweak by now. Currently, if I had to change one thing about the game, it would absolutely be random damage on roads. You would think scouts would be more prone. Yeah, and that's definitely something that kills it as well. And like I say, originally it didn't used to be quite as bad. And then they dialed it up, and I only remember so clearly because of they did it, yeah, whilst I was mid-tyre testing on that cargo container delivery contest thing on Drowned Lands. So I was just spending like hour after hour after hour and night after night doing runs with the Taiga. Yeah, and you could kind of instantly tell, like, I just left the garage and the suspension was already smashed up, like, by the time I was kind of going out the garage, out of the Drowned Lands garage. And yeah, I had it on video like 50 or 100 previous runs where it was nowhere near that bad. Like, you could sort of notice it quite considerably. Do you know what? I just had some weird feeling it was going to do that. It's talking out its arse as usual, like, cargo capacity exceeded. No, it isn't. What it's probably moaning about is this metal beam. It's still moaning about it, even though it's not even on the vehicle at all anymore. Yet another thing that they should fix. And that's like it's not even stopping us from doing stuff. I don't know, like, yeah. What's the problem then? Like, why have they programmed it in to moan at that point? When I now just chuck the metal beams on the floor and then it works again. It's like, oh great. What did that achieve or stop happening? Like, nothing apart from wasting everybody's life. So for some reason now it can't even lift this. It's just about doing it, but for some reason it's not happy about it. I'd love to know what happened, why the truck randomly tipped like it did. I was just doing that. If you time it right, you can jump the front bumper, like up to the cargo. Like so. Then he gets on. Because the engine's not running, activate ramp. Invisible hitbox on the corner of the building. Right, loaf is on the trailer now. Should have stabilised it. The word has stable in it. And there's a horse. Oh. Don't scare me though. Just stay there, metal beams. I won't even waste my time trusting the game, to be honest. That's another thing I'd like. The cargo rotation is just ridiculously slow. That's needed changing for a while. I suppose the loaf's on, so I can stick the winch on that. Ooh, lessons learned. Nice. Was that climbing the old loaf on? It's pretty handy. Worst case, if you reverse him up, the rear of him kind of bumps up the cargo. But yeah, I did figure it out. If you floor him at exactly the right time. In theory as well, another, like, same thing, but if I put the handbrake on and then built the revs and then released the handbrake, he gets like a nice little wheelie then as well. But yeah, just because he is a goddamn professional, he's able to climb cargo. Which, in times when I haven't got a crane but I still need to kind of load him on, it does come in handy being able to do that. But plan C, if that didn't work or whatever, when I had the ramps down and I drove the loaf on the ramps, you can actually still pack the loaf. Yeah, just on the ramps when they're down, and then obviously he just stays on them. So speaking of, did the ramps just pop up on their own, or was I just tripping? Wonder which solar panels it's going to take. front two. The loaf is going to drop down. Not that it matters, but no, it's the back two. Ooh, what the fuck? That was like right in my ear of the left headset. Must have been because I had the camera here. It was like right next to it. That was actually pretty loud. Do I put the loaf on the trailer or the metal beams? I'm going to put the loaf. It deserves it more than the metal beams. Right, I think the second location's, yeah, a bit of a trek away. Oh god, got to make it down these roads with a ramped flatbed. At that point I might go this way, even though it's swampy and annoying, and there is a roadblock, but I reckon I can jump it. Something like that. Robertovs, just popped in to say hi. I'm actually going to fall asleep while you play. Told me a bedtime story. No, I appreciate that. Cheers for popping in. Things are going well. I'm getting trolled to high heaven about. Do you know what? Funnily enough, I just thought actually they've done a patch fix thing. I wonder if that's unintentionally caused like a few other bugs. The amount of times it's not let me winch to something has been quite high tonight. But yeah, bedtime story, I don't really know, I'm trying to think off the top. I know not a literal bedtime story, but I'm trying to think of something I've been up to. But yeah, overall not a lot this week. I didn't go to sleep for a few days. I was up for like 3 days pretty much, which I felt surprisingly alright, but it just, I don't know. At the same time, sort of feel really tired and burnt out. RV, do you feel like the P512 drinks a bit too much for not being all-wheel drive? Yeah, probably. I can't remember like specifically, but I sort of do roughly remember that it was a bit juicy on fuel. And yeah, considering that you have like that holding you back, that it's not all-wheel drive, they probably should tone it down a little bit. It is, because they use that in this game to kind of balance vehicles. But yeah, I don't know if that one really needed that level of balance, and like, I could understand, even though it's a lot like the Navistar drinks a lot, but yeah, it's all-wheel drive and blah blah blah, and it's pretty nice with how it sort of delivers its power and all the rest of it. The P512 is nice. I do actually sort of enjoy that as a truck. I still prefer like the P16 in fact to pick between them, but the P512 is like a little pocket P16 really that just, yeah, it's like a little scaled down version. But I think that's another thing they could do with doing in this game really, is just kind of going through all the vehicles again and probably updating, like, there's vehicles we get now that have got roof racks, like trucks, but obviously all the original vehicles in the game don't. And yeah, just little things like they could add more tyre sets, at least since I've added that jack of all treads thing. That has added some more options. But yeah, just like a little sort of overhaul, go over everything and just sort of make sure it's got, yeah, a few new attachments for vehicles, or like vehicles that couldn't previously have cranes and all sorts. Because like, I don't know, just off the top of my head, the Kolob, the flat face one, that should be able to have a crane really. There's no reason why it can't just have a little crane. Do I go that way around or do I climb it? I'm gonna climb it. Get my headlights on, that will make all the difference. To be fair, climbing it this way might be easier. The other way's a bit of a pain in the arse because there's an invisible hitbox where like the axle, the wheels are now. It might not be as bad going this way.
Plus, at least this is a ramp flatbed. I tried taking a semi-trailer over there, which just inherently hooks the legs as soon as you kind of get to that middle point on the rocks. June Bastion, bedtime in Florida, Mr. Lone Wolf in chat. Till next weekend, get yourself a loaf because he's a goddamn beast. Cheers, I appreciate it, dude. And yeah, enjoy the rest of your night. And, yeah, Florida. What did I see about Florida the other day? I see loads of stuff. Obviously, Florida's pretty Florida-y. Oh yeah, so there's a crocodile. That's the one. Or an alligator, whatever ones they are. I can't remember the difference. Well, one you'll see in a while and one you'll see later, but other than that. Yeah, there seems to be quite a few people getting eaten in Florida. And I suppose it's probably just YouTube. I watched like one crocodile eating a person, and then now it recommends, you know, 50 videos to me as if I'm suddenly a crocodile eating people video lover. Like, YouTube does get a bit keen. I have to... Does anyone know? Like, I avoid some videos on YouTube knowing I'll probably enjoy that video, but if I watch that video, YouTube will suddenly recommend me, like, the entire genre. Night, Jamie. Crunk, that's legit. The only thing I hate about the 5600 TS though, great truck, but I don't feel it'd be broken if it had a 350 to 380 litre fuel tank. That's true, because yeah, that does drink a hell of a lot as well. And yeah, I'd agree with that. I think a slightly bigger fuel tank on that. Like, I know when they first added it to the game, they kind of treated it as if, oh, you know, it's like a bigger truck, got more carrying capacity and all that. So they seem to use like the fuel as a little bit of a balancing thing, but yeah, particularly these days in the game, I don't think it needs it. Like, and yeah, I think it's a good truck, but the fuel does quite often become a bit of an issue. Again, I usually just take a loaf, and at least that's another 200 litres, but quite often if I'm going to take that Paystar out, I'll sort of factor in a fuel station somewhere, because yeah, you usually have to. Same with this Dolphin, really. This, like, it's the original, I would say, like, the best truck in the game, or at least a contender. It's kind of the Tiger, and that might be a another contender. But yeah, they just, it's like the original beast mode truck, but then they balanced it, so to speak, with giving it a 200 litre fuel tank, which is possibly one of the reasons I liked it though, because at least then at that point the actual truck itself hasn't been tampered with. They just like decided that oh, that was in my other headset. Yeah, they just kind of decided they'll do it fuel wise, but at least you kind of get the full feel of the truck, but obviously for 200 litres. But again, yeah, take a loaf. And is now a 400 litre Dolphin. Star Spangled Banner. Oh yes, we're definitely crossing this. It should go alright, because double axle stuff usually does overlap. You can see the flatbed wasn't too happy about it, but oh yeah, I've just started driving off, I don't even know where I'm going. Looks like we can fit through there. And up there. Could possibly go wrong.
Also, I think both big cats could do with a round cap snorkel. Yeah, I agree. I do remember years ago though trying to use the 745C on some kind of mission that, yeah, I essentially couldn't because it just couldn't cross a lot of water, which is a shame because it actually, up until it drowns, because it's a very heavy vehicle and all the rest of it, it's actually pretty good at driving through deep water, other than, yeah, it then drowns. But I think a good, again, probably still years ago, but I'm pretty certain I zombie winched one over a riverbed, but it's the same. That forklift is actually like a pretty sort of like good vehicle for scouting, because if you take the forks off it, if I remember correctly, you've pretty much just got the vehicle, and because it's got like the steering's quite nice on it. I think it's like 4-wheel steering, and the wheels are quite big and etc. So like as far as scouting, even if it was on like some pretty rough map, well, not the rough maps, but like pretty tight trees and all the rest of it, it steers quite nicely. But yeah, that's got no snorkel on it, and it drowns in such a shallow amount of water that just kind of holds it back. But that's another thing that, again, it wouldn't be of the most use in the game, but it'd just be quite cool to, yeah, get snorkels like on everything, so you could at least go through some deep water. Which you might not in real life be choosing a forklift to do that, but why not? It's a game. So I've collected quite a lot of missions this time. Oh shit. Just looking at the comments. Carl Ross 2, do you or anyone in the chat know where to use a seismic vibrator module at, please? I take it you talking for this phase? I don't. I'll have a look in a sec. I just vaguely remember looking the other sort of week and I saw the seismic vibrator module thing. And yeah, I remember sort of thinking to myself like, oh, like, which map does it even want me to do that on? Done. Which way round are we? Like, I'm pretty sure this game rotates the map whichever way you're facing. Don't know if this can have that seismic thing. Just about everything else. Right, Nutter. The cat's turned up. Trying to find something that can have a seismic vibrator thing. Was the cat knocking my headphones off? Well, I'll just look at the mission. Which one? I can't even remember which mission it was now.
So it's saying first, second and third site, but it's not saying where. But if you actually spawn, if I can find a bloody vehicle, then it will let me have one on. Which, just throwing it out there, but since, yeah, it's the kind of shit they should just add everything to every truck, like. I don't know why, for some reason as well, they're really funny about which truck will have, yeah, a seismic vibrator thing. Oh shit, I was looking for a Taiga, but it's going to say fucking locked on this region, which brings me to another point. That's another stupid thing they need to get rid of in this game. Oh, fucking hell, game, like. I want a fucking seismic vibrator module. Can I have a fucking truck that fits one on it? Metal detector, where's the fucking seismic one? Something had it. Right, it should tell you. You see the amount of meters? Well, one's 337 meters away, so it's got to be. That's at least got to be on this map. I would have thought. Oh, they're all fucking locked. For God's sake, game. Have it. Zoom one. The middle set of contracts. Might row you past it. The AGL truck had it. Yeah, did I scroll past it? Well, I'll get at least this one. This has it, which, well, I put it on the normal derry, but I've not even got the upgrades unlocked yet, so. So it's another thing personally I'd change if I could on this game is like switch the tyre menu round so mud tyres are at the top, because they're the ones we mostly buy. And the amount of times we have to scroll past all the highway ones that we practically never ever use, and all the all-terrain ones that we practically never use. Oh yeah, shit. Just autopilot about to add something else. Right. She said, mate, like, my eyesight ain't the best, but it's not the worst. And some people must seriously struggle to read those tiny white numbers in the top of the screen. Right, so I'm going to go for the bottom one because it's apparently the nearest. Numbers getting bigger. There you go, I just did a U-turn and the number's still getting bigger. Like, that can't be possible. Yeah, so what you got to do is squint for your life and read a number that's about 1 millimetre big on a fucking 42-inch screen for some reason. And then when it gets smaller, you're heading in the right direction. So it's gone down to 234, 230. Yeah, so it's got to be on this map somewhere. I assume that one that's saying 1,000 something, right? I'd imagine they would have them all on this map, but I don't know, maybe. Could be one that's where you've got to go like to another map. But yeah, they've always been like unclear with these. I know obviously in theory the idea is you equip this and yeah, you look from the meters, but I remember it with previous seismic vibrator missions as well, where it doesn't even tell you the map that you're originally supposed to start looking on. Hang on, now it's going up again. Jesus. This one then. Somewhere over that way, I should imagine. Still going down. Beeping. That's good news. I've got a quick now, so I'm probably pointing the right way. Somewhere down here. That's about levelling off. I'm guessing it's going to be on top of there. But just because every time I keep driving anywhere, it seems like I'm going around in a circle to wherever it is. Maybe they write it small, but they write it in white. And half the sky is usually some kind of white, and then you get snowy maps.
So it must be over that way somewhere, because it's going down. It's going down quite quick. Get out of these stupid trees. And I've got to say, these are definitely the missions. They've done them on a few phases, like. Yeah, I'm not too keen on them, to be honest. Back this way a bit. I guess it's going to be on top of these rocks somewhere. That's where they like to put them. See it, just went to a fucking tree there. What you do? Saving cogs, and you just make me drive backwards off the cliff. Winch or anything, I don't know. Nothing's doing this mission. Like, not even an AGL trip. This is really where it just does wreck it for itself. I think every mission tonight has just been needlessly dragged out by some fucking bullshit the game does. Pulled a fucking winch to a tree or something like that. Yeah, because those stupid bushes have done, you can't even just keep ripping everything out until you finally get one of the trees. Don't even know which one of them is, I assume 99% of them will just pop out of the ground, so... Wanker of a game. Like, if one person played this mission and realised the trailer, or the seismic thing's chirping away in the background, where's the fucking winch point? And then you get bushes, like, again, no one could have played this game for very long there. Otherwise they'd know this shit. Well, I'm fucking that mission off. I'm assuming it's this map though, dude. I'm guessing the second spot's there, and if the third one's like 1,000 odd miles away, I'm guessing it's somewhere down here. Judging by the fact that the first one, where was it? I don't know, somewhere around here. They seem to be perching it on like a rock ledge basically, so I'd be looking for somewhere that's got like a cliff edge on it. It'd be something like that, probably not that one because it's got the watchtower there. But yeah, that mission can go fuck itself for now. Well, not really the mission, more the truck in the game there. Right, might do one last little mission and then I'm going to call it a day. Figure out what little mission. I might even do just one of these. Yeah, metal beams. Sod it. I need that done. Clears the roadblock. Low. No way I would have set off without one. Where did he get to? Not a trailer. Loaf over there for some reason. Well, I think he's on the way. I'll collect him. I'll go and get the metal beam first. Loaf. Job's good un. Crump, what's your opinion of the BM17? I had a very strong love-hate relationship with it. Yeah, it's sort of similar. I liked it at the beginning of the game and all the rest of it, but it tips too easily. And what's missing on that? Is that not all-wheel drive, or it's not got diffs or something? But there was some things about it, like, it's one of those trucks, yeah, I wanted to like. It's pretty much the quickest for jumping off, go down like the White Valley runway. Which that's, it was pretty fun for doing that. It was like, yeah, the original quickest thing going before kind of the Jeff Special things or some of the mods. But yeah, it's one of those vehicles that, if I remember correctly, it's the tipping that kills it with that vehicle for me. I just seem to remember, like, yeah, it just tipped too much and I was like, fuck it, there's no point in taking it out. Which I don't know, there might be a chance they've fixed it by now, like, because I was thinking the ANK, for example, was that used to tip like crazy back in the day, and that was actually like one of the best vehicles in the game, but it tipped like a complete maniac. And yeah, so I could like stopped using that a lot, and I think quite a few people did. But then it's funny because it's another example of like, clearly they didn't really drive it and go, guys, this ANK as a joke until they added the ANK civilian in like phase 6 or whatever it was. And then obviously someone drove it and went, what the fuck, this thing is like ridiculous, and then they kind of fixed the ANK at the same time they added the civilian. So I think that's mainly why that got fixed. Just so the ANK civilian didn't look completely terrible when they added it. Too. Thank you for having a look. Yeah, no worries, dude. Like, I'm pretty certain. I was assuming it might be cross-map, but I was looking at that, the one that had the largest distance on it, and it was kind of counting around and that. And considering like the map is pretty massive, if I went from where were we, the garage, and it said 300 meters, and it only ended up being like over here, and then I suppose 300 odd meters was like then to here or whatever. So yeah, I bet all the way down here would be, well, there's one way of checking it out quickly, actually. What the hell was I there? It's not an exact science, but I'll just show you kind of like a way you can roughly judge it and figure it out. Was it this one? So if you go onto the map and it says 1,618 meters away, draw a marker, and again, why do they have to write it so fucking tiny? But 1,400, 1,600, and what is it, 18, so that's 1,820 meters away from where I am. So basically, it's got to sort of roughly be along that line, because they're the only points on the map that are that far away, unless like, yeah, well there you go. Like, I would say, I don't know, my guess would be there. I'd probably put money on it being around there. 1,630 or something, yeah, I bet it's there. Yeah, so it's basically because like when you draw your first marker thing, it tells you how many meters away from you're putting that marker. And yeah, because that's like the same distance, like I say, if you drew like a circle, it'd have to be along that line. And given that they seem to put it in these little ledges, that's got a road going there, and then there's just like a little clearing with these rocks again, but there's not really anything there, so I'd put my money on that it's there. I just can't be fucking around with the winch points, like. Yeah, whilst that trailer's yapping away, I'll just send in the loaf next week or something. The ANK is still situational use for me, due to it still being annoyingly tippy and stupid consumption. You're true, it does drink quite a bit, but it does drop the hammer a bit as well, like, so it's sort of like, at least makes good use of its fuel. But yeah, I do know what you mean. Like, back in the day, it was one of the best vehicles in the game in terms of like when you got the engine for it and that power. But yeah, it wasn't worth the cost because of like how much it tipped. Again, it's a similar situation, like, if anyone remembers the Khan Marshall from back in the day. It was clearly had a lot of power for a scout, like, you know, sort of that we got from day one, basically. And a lot of people complained about it, but it became pretty apparent that everyone who complained about it didn't own, like, whatever version of SnowRunner you had to get to have the Khan Marshall, because the thing was, you couldn't drive it for 10 seconds without it trying to roll on its roof. It was ridiculous, and no one ever drove it, but I think people that didn't own it just looked and went, oh, it's not fair that they've got a more powerful Scout than we have. So then SnowRunner completely ruined it by nerfing it and giving it like a 40-litre fuel tank, which it pretty much killed it at the time, because a lot of the maps and everything were sort of designed. All the Scouts had like 80-litre fuel tanks, which I believe is what the car Marshal had. Oh yeah, we're getting away. Yeah, and then they just kind of killed it, but that was another vehicle though. I believe they have since fixed, but that was undrivable basically at the beginning. So the loaf's doing the thing now, so I get a bit closer again. Will it start again? Oh, it was just doing that self-driving thing again, so it seems to be a bit of a bug that sort of, for whatever reason, seems quite prevalent in this phase. Again, I quite like it though, trying to make the Dolphin drive off by itself. Seems like a bit of fun. I'd rather take the Dolphin for most tasks. Yeah, I definitely agree with that. Which I did in the end, basically. Again, I got the Dolphin. I originally sort of did the gameplay and review video on it, and that's, I believe, it was the first vehicle that I had like a little pool of money I'd saved up to just keep buying and selling like a vehicle, and then sell it, review the next one. But yeah, the Dolphin was the first one I bought where I wanted to like keep it, so then I had to sort of quickly go and earn like another 100,000, which was not that quick. Back in the day on this game, yeah, missions back then weren't really set out to make you earn 100,000 like in a night or something. I did, but it was just by repeatedly grinding those contests for hours. The cargo container delivery one on Drowned Lands being the most fruitful one for your time and money and all the rest of it. Good. At least that roadblock's out of the way. Well, yawning then. Yeah, I think I might call it a day there. Which, well, I got the, what do you call it, Avira Hills map scouted. And apart from that, which, like, I'll drive down that road at some point and that'll solve that. But that's this map basically done. I think, though, yeah, I've still got Flatlands to scout, which I might do next week. Possibly. I sort of, it's one of them really. I kind of need them done, but strictly speaking, I don't need to do it on the live stream, if you know what I mean. Oh yeah, I forgot to fire a radar trailer off when me Dolphin and Loaf went down here. Missed opportunity. Overall though, it went pretty well. We did find a new route through the ocean. Jumped off some cliffs. Yeah, scouted a map. Got a few more missions in the bag. And yeah, that's about it. Yeah, cheers everyone for popping in. Enjoy the rest of your morning, evening, afternoon, whatever time it is where you are. And yeah, I should be back to normal with the videos. Like I said, it was just because I didn't really get sleep for about 3 days in a row. So even though I missed like 2 days of doing videos, I hadn't been in bed since before I did the last video, if that makes sense. So even though it was like 3 days, it was like one giant day for me. So yeah, I kind of at one point didn't even really realise it was like the next day and I needed to do another video. But yeah, I should get back to normal with them. I want to preferably get the that new Scout, whatever it's called, the Rock Grinder or whatever it is. I want to get the gameplay and review of that done. Mainly, like I'd yeah, like to get that done sooner rather than later. Mark Rowe, thanks for the stream. Yeah, I appreciate it, dude. Cheers for popping in. Derek Wallen, have a good night. / day, Miss Lone Wolf. I appreciate it, man. What time's it here? 6:10. It's still basically dark, but it'll be getting light kind of in the next hour, I reckon.
yeah, I'm going to go and get something to eat. My cat's been floating around. I think he's got the same idea. But yeah, until I'm back doing whatever it is I'm doing, enjoy yourselves, whatever it is you're getting up to. And yeah, I'll be back soon.